What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 29 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Fay Enchantress Old World Classic campaign. So as we saw last time, the Mask of Slaanesh has been defeated by Response, and with 4 territories remaining, something along those lines, it looks like they are going to be out of the picture sooner rather than later. I doubt the Mask herself will come back before her faction is done. The Dark Elves still have a fair few settlements remaining, but their armies have been broken. And similar to northern Bretonnia, it looks like we're about to make our south safe as well. And pretty nice. And it's about time because we need to deal with Aranessa as well, and retake Caesarea Wood. Now, speaking of Caesarea Wood and the magical forests, we've given Pina Wood now to Cavarok, and then between the episodes, I've also given the Oak of Prophecy / the Forest of Arden to the Tursith Wood Elves. So now these places, these magical forests, are recovered to the Wood Elves, and I've given a bunch of territories to the Kurun Bretonians, as such that Lewin will now command Langui, Artois, and marches of Kurun, as well as Kurun itself, whereas Lyonesse and Lyonesse Hills we will keep for us, and Old Mousillon we will leave the Sigmarites to deal with the never-ending undead threat. Let's face it, historically, Bretonnia is basically pathologically unable to deal with Mousillon, and thusly it's better to leave the warrior priests to handle it. The Bretonians have tried. I'm going to allow these guys to do it. Then again, they have, Sylvania and their own problems, so how effective that will be, we shall see. Anyway, in terms of what we got to do this particular turn, I think there was only one battle, and that's up here against the Dark Elves, right? Cassian, that's you, buddy. We're going to level up, and then we're going to head on in. Soulfire and increase mobility. Easy picks. You are trying to go towards Arcane Conduit, and we have Onslaught for the attacking. Yeah, grab Magical Reserves, why not? And then Cassian himself, he has his unique line. He has the Ladies Champion, giving him a nice region, another nice region. And I take it, just once again, this is a different region than the Seed of Rebirth. And funnily enough, if we were to give him that armor that we found, we could give him a third regen, but he's on a Pegasus, so I feel like he doesn't need it quite as much as somebody else might. Although, being on a Pegasus, he might actually be fast enough to use the accursed armor and not have to worry about it. He would be slower than the rest of his flyers, mind you. Although, funnily enough, if we take the Scarecrow banner from him and give him a banner of swiftness, the Strider will be wasted, but the additional speed might allow him to use the accursed armor. Out of curiosity, does he have any additional speed buffs that we can get? Unfortunately, I don't see any. Headlong Valor does nothing for speed, though I feel like it maybe should. And yeah, it doesn't look like it. But nonetheless, it might be something to look into. Anyway, look into it we shall, but not right now. What we will do right now is fight the battle at Arnau. We will do it. Arnau. Go.
Ah! They dare hope to best the might of a unified Bretonnia!
Alrighty, here we go. The Dark Elves once again face off against our Pegasus army, which simply flies over their front line and directly into their backliners, tearing through those poor Dark Shards and probably defeating most of them before the front line can react. As the front line starts to surround us, we will be moving our other units in, but in the meantime we'll destroy the enemy flanks by sending our Eagles and Royal Pegasus Knights to take down the Dark Riders and Shades therein. The units of regular Dark Shards have at this point been torn to shreds by the regular Pegasus Knights, who are going to give chase a little bit to them as they get away. The enemy's main line is on the verge of collapse, but there is one unit that is still very much in the fight. The Blackguard of Nagaron dish out severe damage to the Royal Hippogriff Knights, who take about 30-45% damage and are forced to back off, and that was before the Murderous Prowess activated. Now there is still a unit of Royal Pegasus Knights here, but once again, the Blackguard of Nagaron are not to be underestimated, even with both the Royal Pegasus Knights and Royal Hippogriff Knights attacking them. That said, they are starting to waver. They do also another 40%, 45% damage to the Royal Pegasus Knights and force both of the flyers to back off. Maybe a little bit of help from the Shades with dual weapons, but these are the dual weapons rather than the great weapon kind. Anyway, one last charge. It's time to blob up and mop up those Blackguard of Nagaron as charges from all directions take the last of the morale from the last unit on field, forcing what remains of the army to shatter. Quick little fight, but surely an entertaining one. Alrighty, there we go. Love to see the how much of a threat to the Blackguard of Nagaron were. 2 kills, but those 2 kills were Royal Pegasus Knights, and they did, on top of those 2 kills, about 30% HP damage to the Royal Pegasus Knights and the Royal Hippogriff Knights before Murderous Prowess was activated. Blackguard are a very scary unit for our flyers, obviously, and obviously the, more appropriate tactic would have been just to kill them with magic or to tie them up with a Unwashed or one of the other unit of peasant mobs and then rear charge them, but it was more fun to get them their chance and to shine, which they absolutely did, and forced us to back off and do a little bit of the old cycle charging. I really appreciate it. Otherwise, though, the battle was ours, and, well, our Pegasus Knights absolutely trounced the fragile enemy infantry, missile and melee alike, and we got considerably more work out of the PDF veterans and the bread boys than the other peasants in this particular battle. Occupy. Alrighty, and another holy icon. If we get another one, we'll turn it into something useful. Hippogriff for Cassian. Now, is this a special hippogriff? Or a regular hippogriff? Oh, it's grayed out so I can't tell. It looks like a regular one to me, and most likely I'm going to keep him on a Pegasus. Oh, either way, you will want to sit outside of the settlement because these guys could besiege you and then attack you. So sit out here. You don't need to channel, but I guess you can go into Crusade stance. No, spread the word stance. A little bit of extra XP for these units, right? Bailiff, and that's it. Alrighty. I believe we're basically out of time. I was hoping that would give us a little bit more treasure. Out of time. Out of turn, rather, not out of time. As yeah, you know what I mean. Yes. What I wanted to do was get a little bit of extra cash in order to send off a caravan. I fear that we don't have any extra cash, though. We could do a military alliance with one of the Kislevite factions, but I don't want them to get crippled by it. Wow, 39 settlements on the Ice Court? Huh. I guess they're having a bit of an easier time as Boris seems to be doing a lot of the work against the, well, scarier enemies. These guys are still fighting Kolek and stuff, and they seem to have pieced out with the Clan Moldra, though they are still at war with like a billion factions. Good for them. At least good for them for now. I fear that this horde of monstrosities is going to break through the pass here and start damaging Kislev pretty severely. We're going to need to send an army up there. But how do we get money? Alrighty, I guess we need to cancel something somewhere. Did I build anything anywhere here? I did upgrade the village here at Stedham, but I wanted to trade it, so that's actually valuable. We aren't doing a lot of upgrades right now because we were using our money for other stuff. I guess we can take out the tap room. There you go. Alrighty, then we'll go for the caravan routes, and we will send the Baldemir Monsterfleur caravan, Monsterfleur, to Magrita. 9 turns, but I know we haven't been to Magrita because it's been in dangerous territory this entire time, so that's what we're doing. Where you go, buddy. Like so. Was that worth the tap room? I don't know, but who knows. Actually, speaking of the tap room, I was thinking we delete the tap room actually here in Castle Bordelot since it's going to be one of our money-making provinces and instead build 2 of the sanctuaries here instead for the additional income from all buildings for all regions faction-wide. 10% for every farm is probably worth more than a brothel. On the other hand, though, the public order, maybe we'll keep it. It still does generate us 200 money. And the public order for every adjacent territory is good, keeping in mind that our public order will drop once the territories are completed, as we will levy tithes instead. Yeah. Another 10% is not bad, but anyway, we'll deal with it later. Well, obviously we can't afford to deal with anything right now, and as I said, the turn is over, so we can skip on by in the turn and see if there's anything interesting about to attack us. I don't think that there's anything in range, but I could be wrong. There is these guys, but otherwise I think we're more or less safe. Let's find out. Alright. Did I not move you, buddy? Oh. I hope you were the only one that I forgot to move. Luckily, you still had the queued movement from last time. And will move yourself. And frankly, this is where you want to be until we declare war on the Pirates of Sartosa anyway, so you're probably fine. At least I hope so. Ooh, what's gonna happen here? Oh, wow. Really? Boris defeated all those 4 stacks? That's pretty impressive. He did lose half of his own, and then did he just die attempting to attack somebody else? Because he disappeared. Huh. Well, either way, that was interesting. Emperor Karl Franz, you want us to join the war against the man-eaters? Not yet. Probably never. Most likely we'll let them wipe them out. But if we can grab a couple more of those ogre mercenaries for some of our armies, we will, well, we'll take the opportunity / chance to do so. Should probably even leave leave an army right beside the mercenary camp. Or a lord right beside the mercenary camp, just to keep picking up those ogres. I don't know how much use we'll have for them, but it's better to have them and not need them, as it were. Ogres are like some things. Anyway, what do we have here? Kuhan, will you do anything? I'm actually curious to see what they'll do after we've completely saved them. Only the one clan Moor's territory remains, so that's in short order. And looks like no further attacks. Wow, that's it's been a while since we've had a turn where somebody didn't attack us between the turns. Ironclaw Mutinous. Oh, Bloody Hands have confederated to Howlas. That's going to be even worse for Teclis, as they just got a bunch of additional armies to attack the poor guy. Oh man, once again I fear we won't be able to get down here in time to save him. Ala begins outpost construction. Laura Lauren good, ready for duty. Esme Dubois, sure. We got that melee attack and defense for battle pilgrims. Great, another toll keeper. Always nice to see. And Henri Le Massif at long last, has his hippogriff, so he can now use siege attacker. What is this? Shipwreck, huh? I wonder if ooh, and there's another island here. Man, so many islands. If we could get about materials at sea, that would be great. But I think... Can you reach this place by land? Yeah, I think maybe we'll sail out and grab this afterwards. Eloise Decatin has Royal Pegasus. I don't know who you are. Oh, you're just sitting here in Castle Bordeaux. Do you have a toll keeper? You do have a toll keeper. Alright, fair enough. Pegasus for Daniel Mercier. Who are you? Oh, you're one of the companions. I'm not going to remember your name, buddy. And you have cunning. Okay, so you're good. Huh, actually. A moment. Weapon Master kit. No, but Weapon Master will make you deal a little bit more damage at range, but I don't really care for it. I'm actually now wondering whether I should send this cunning guy back around. I'm gonna have to give it some thought. Because we did need another cunning fella. But we shall see, it's not the most important thing in the world. Anyway, Hagen, you are waiting for several things to join your army, including... Is it this paladin? You have the Virtue of Discipline with the Overzealous Defense. I mean, I did want 2 paladins in his army. Currently we have that Virtue of Audacity, but we have it nowhere else, so I might have to swap it out somewhere. You have the Virtue of Joust, which is also potentially good for one of the companions, and you're gonna go this way. Bertrand, I would like you to head to Alençon and occupy it, completing the liberation of Northern Bretonnia. Like so. Like Alan so. Anyway, occupy. And a free gambler's armor at that, lovely. Oh, I hate to give the place up because it has a pasture, but, you know, I'm not gonna take every single territory. We'll give it back to Lewin next turn. I think I want to use Hendai to actually sail out and grab this island. Yeah, again, you can grab this for now. It's Remnants of Battle. There's another Remnants of Battle here. Neither one should be an actual fight, so we'll grab Arabian Arms, and we will not be able to travel far enough to go... Huh? When in reefs. Is this entire area reefs? Huh. And this entire area is in storm, so we're basically stuck with attrition no matter what we do? Really? We're gonna take attrition right beside the coastline, too. Damn you, Dragon's Maw. Of course this area has to be in storm right now. Alright, fine. Then go right here, but don't go into the storm area. I feel like it will cause more attrition. It won't matter since this isn't a battle anyway. And we have to stay nearby. And this area is also in storm? What the heck? We just took this entire place, and it's like some kind of cruel joke from the gods as they prevent us from going anywhere. Our entire coastline is engulfed in storm. Kind of interesting, though. Also, I decided that since we went for farms everywhere else, I was going to do industry in these new places. Is that gonna do anything for us? I don't know, but I'm curious to see what the final amounts of cash that our industry can generate are gonna be. And ooh, you're gonna be able to be upgraded next turn, so we'll not upgrade you. What do we have here? We have the pastures, we have the tailors. Frankly, we don't really need the Shrine of the Lady here, do we? We can still build the farm, it just won't do as much, work. Though I do have to wonder whether we'll want to fortify. You know, let's leave it in place for now. We'll see how much money we have remaining after everything else is done. Fay Enchantress. I would actually like to hit Schrammleben before High Deck, if possible, but I don't know if you can reach it. You cannot. It looks like you're just out of range. You can go to Fungzig and then go to here, but then it will have completed the ditches, and that's life. This place might actually be worth fighting because it has a tier 4 big walls, whereas Schrammleben maybe not so much. Actually, what's the difference between small walls and big walls? 3 Great Weapon Blackworks, 3 Great Weapon Blackworks with this not constructed. Oh! The garrison's kind of garbage that it provides here. Wait, there is no difference. A moment. Tier 2 provides 2 Orc Boys, 2 Arrow Boys, and 2 Orc Boar Boys. Tier 4 provides 2 Orc Boys, 2 Arrow Boys, and 2 Boar Boys. Why are walls so terrible for greenskins? 1 uses for green reinforcement, 3 uses for green reinforcement. Okay, so it gives them 2 additional biggins. Huh. Just 2 additional biggins from going from tier 3 to tier 4? Kind of meh. I mean, obviously it increases the tower strength and all that, but still feels meh to me. Anyway, we'll hit Fungzig first. And Eleanor, you will reinforce.
Fortune favors you.
Yeah. Alright, like so. In the circle, we will auto-resolve this. I don't think Elspeth is going to be attacking these guys, but we may want to try to trade some of these territories to her, so let's make use of this right now. Like so. As in, make use of the fact that she's currently not medium casualties. Yeah, this army is not really liked by the auto-resolve, but hopefully it's not so much casualties that we won't heal to full. Alright, another Banner of Eternal Flame, another Syrian's Locket. These go to Friars, though. Blue Reach is secured. Yes. Go for Realm of Chivalry, I guess. I'm actually almost tempted to go for the extensive patrols first. Since we're gonna trade, we're not keeping these places. I don't see the need for it. Although, maybe we keep the... Huh. This place, Fungzig has a pasture, and so does this place. We could double up on the pastures, which would be nice for us. If Bretonnia wants anything, it's probably those pastures. I'll think about it. Anyway, we're kind of reaching the point where we don't really want to administer any more additional territory, which is why I hesitate. Anyway, Maeva Le Gardien, you need to go down here. And I guess you two will need to follow. A little bit worried about you getting suddenly attacked by the ogres here, but I think you'll be okay. They're not at war with us, technically speaking. And where are you going? Ah. Oh, the Wood Elves are... Oh, no, I honestly don't care if you take territory in the Badlands. That's up to you. Good luck with that. what I do want to do is send René Degnaud and Gotrek and Felix to go fight the undead. So you are going to trade with Maeve le Gardien real quick, and in fact, you are going to swap out the polearms and spears for stronger polearms and spears, or more armored. You're going to need them because the additional armor because you're in a caravan and, you know, it's dangerous. Crusade stance does nothing for us. Let's go channeling then. Alright, your army is now good to go. And you know what? I've forgotten this guy's name like 50 times now, so you are going to be... And we have here, okay, you're going to be the Black Knight. That'll be much easier to remember. From one of the name suggestions. Huh, did that work? Or did it not work? No, it worked. Good enough for now. We'll pop a few more in there later. Names, I mean. Anyway, let's see who's up next. René is good. Franciscus and Alberic. Are you able to reach the enemy's capital here? I mean, technically San Pedro de Sur is their capital, but you know. You go here. Really? They didn't put that army in there? This is their best territory by far. Look at that. It's got War Hydras, Black Dragons, Black Guard of Nagarond. It's got Executioners. It's got Cold One Dread Knights. Valiant Defeat is what I'm getting at.
Divine judgment.
But I am very interested to see if that is in fact the case. You're still going to reinforce, of course, but it's just a bunch of peasants and it shouldn't significantly impact the what the game is going to say. I would like... well, that's a question. We could grab this without immediately declaring war upon these guys. And then I guess San Franciscus down here instead. I wanted to get you to all the way to Brique, but maybe this is the better way to do it. Just worried about where the enemy's new armies are going to show up. Anyway, Jolene, go past here. You're going down this way anyway. Like so, go into March stance. And who is this? Oh, this is Matahari. Okay, you go down here. You're a tech thief. Actually, you know what? Can you wound this here? Probably not going to succeed, but give it a try. And then you are going to join this army. Completing it. At long last. Alright, go to Cabarrus. Hey, you actually succeeded. Well done. Alrighty, then you, Gustav the Savior, have to deliver these Beast Slayers to Bowmen Beast Slayer. You other tech thief, La Tech Thief. We'll go down here. Then, if we push Chilfroy down to San Pedro de Sur, we will go for Franciscus and pop him down here to grab this place instead. Pyrrhic Vic. Really? Really? Alright, fine, fair enough. We'll deal with you in a second. Actually, maybe it would be better to... Well, no, Jolene can take Almeria, rather. So I guess, yeah, you can go down here. Down here, yeah. And then you can go here. Alright. Looks like we're good down here. This, we will probably wait for them to sally out. I'm willing to bet they'd fight in the field, and I think it'll be, obviously, once again, and as always, a much more interesting fight. So, you know, field battle it is. Do we want to pick up a few spells? Okay, you can grab Arcane Wisdom, which you obviously should have always had. Dwellers Below, and... well, you can overcast them all now, but Shield of Thorns has to be up at pretty much all times, so I'm going to get you that. And then Alberic still needs a caster, actually, so we should really... Did we not build him a caster, or recruit him a caster? That's you? Therese? Yes, with the Casualty Replenishment rate. I figured the Life Lore makes more sense with the... did I give you a Forbidden Rod? I did not give you a Forbidden Rod. Come on, Ruinous. Rookie mistake. Forbidden Rod. Like so. Makes more sense with the Oceanids. Anyway, what else do we have here? Ooh, I just remembered something. Distractions. So many distractions. Okay, so you. Go here. I would like you to take the 2 Pegasus Knights, the 3 Men-at-Arms, and the 4 Cannons. Plus the 2 trebuchets. Like so. I would like you to take the 2 trebuchets as well, and you will get those Royal Pegasus Knights. These are our ships, quote-unquote. And speaking of ships, we should now have access to land ships. Yes. 3 turns to recruit them, but like I said, I want them to represent the forecastle of our actual ship. We have the Luminarch of Hish. Well, that's interesting. I was wondering whether... You know what? Yeah, I like this. Okay. We're gonna give the Luminarchs to Rapunz. I wanted her to have the Knights of the Everlasting Light, but since we can't recruit them because they're a state troop, I'd rather go for that. I feel like the Knights of the Black Rose are a little bit grim for Rapunz. Anyway, let's go with another land ship then out to Vissenland. Like so. Ludicrously expensive, of course, but, well, I'm sure the gigantic galleons of the Bretonnians are, well, pretty expensive themselves, so it feels like it makes sense. Anyway, I did send the caravan out, right? Okay, yeah. So many things to do. Alright, so you guys are good. I also want Arnaud the Devoted to pick up these guys. I'm building like several armies at once. This is our crossbow-tastic army, or at least to some degree. Like so. And this gives you 16 out of 20. Is that too many crossbows? Is there such a thing as too many crossbows? That's the real question. The idea here is that the crossbows of the Ikshina ambushers, which have stagger shot, plus the crossbows of the Brigand crossbow, or, well, this is just crossbows plus crossbows equals damage. This is a significant speed reduction, and then we'll add to that with the Hagbane tips. Glade Riders, a little bit of help from the Widows. We could obviously use our own Peasant Pox arrows, but I feel like this is the better way to go about it. But I'll think about it. Yeah, if anything closes into melee, this army is not going to have a good time, but all we're going to have to do is hope that it doesn't. Yeah, so spy-wise, I'm confident, aggressive. Yeah, we have this fella who can go into this army, so go here for a second. We'll still need a caster for you as well, and presumably we'll need actually probably 2 casters, both having the something of the people. Favored by the lady, oh, whatever, something by the people, I don't know, shut up. To give, presumably, the crossbows additional range. Now, your Damsel of Heavens, which is actually the worst one of the 3 for a ranged army, which is kind of the unfortunate aspect of this. A lot of this won't really be useful in a ranged army. Chain Lightning may be for area denial. Curse of the Midnight Wind is amazing, but only if the enemy actually closes the distance. You'll never hit an Uranon's Thunderbolt on the move. You may hit a Wind Blast on the move. Never gonna hit a Comet. Yeah, Spellwise is not the best choice. I'm gonna have to take a look and see if we can get other damsels, although we're running out of capacity for them as well. Another Rejuvenator, though, that's not bad. Visage of the Lady, Commanding, and Shrouded in Mist and Sanctified, which is great, but what we're looking for here. Either way, you channel for a while, buddy. We'll train you up, hopefully. Anyway, that was too much thinking. We gotta do a fight. Malene, you are nowhere near to a fight, right? I was going to send you southward. Frankly, we need several armies down there to help. And you're the closest one other than this army, so yeah, fine. You're gonna go this way as well.
My sight is yours.
Much as I'd like to send you north, we are already sending the caravan army north, so the other armies are going to have to deal with the orcs in the south. You're not at war with the Wood Elves, so we still potentially have the chance to buy a few more ogres, but let's keep an eye on our finances. And then we'll see. Ooh. Which of the big fights do we want? Oh! You're running away from Seth Hill, really? It's your best territory. This feels like a bad move, buddy. We could even reach you while you're in march stance. Obviously, that would leave our now exposed and... I will think about it. Either way, that army has already fought, so let's start with one of these. These guys will presumably sally out, so I think we'll go with Shilfoy this time. Let's level and then let's go. You. Gotta go with Earthblood. Or if the lady would have also been a decent choice. You... Oh. Get the last point and replenish troops. Yeah, already took it from me. Alright, good. Wait. We need another Faceless in this army. Nah, it's fine as it is. Alright, nobody panic. Scavenge Weapons, Outlaws, Starcaster, Arrow, and I believe you're good. Yeah, 47-28. I mean, these guys are okay, but obviously they want to be in the... They want to be in Nameless Lord army, since we can't buff them via our lords, so they're a lot weaker, but it's fine. We don't need everything to be the strongest. Retinue Valet, please, sir. And Shilfoy himself, you know what, let's try him on foot this time. I want to see how he performs. Or at the very least, how he looks, instead of puppet-like as we saw previously. Do you want to grab him the Blessing of the Lady? Yeah, maybe. Let's go for the... It's a Bretonnia, cooldown for rally and stuff, not really helpful right now. Actually, you know what? Maybe we'll want to grab stand your ground as fast as possible, especially since we can take advantage of the rank 7 on his knights. So, yeah, anyway. San Pedro de Sur, go.
Make the Grail companions proud, for still they watch over you.
Alrighty, here we go. Long have we waited. Hey, Chilfroy still doesn't have a weapon. He's still kind of stiff moving, isn't he? A little bit better on foot, though, than on horse, but I don't know, there's something off about his skeleton, I feel. Or maybe it's just his face, the way that he holds his head. I have no idea. Anyway, oh, he's got the beaky type helmet. Neat. Anyway, we've got another set of Dark Elves against us here that we've been dealing with over in the north and the south now. I suppose we've waited long enough for our errantries against the Dark Elves. We've also got Foot Knights here, and Chilfroy is going to move on and just start punching away. He's going to start dueling the enemy Death Hag here. Hey, he'll punch you in the face, and then he'll shield bash in, and he'll just keep punching you, I guess. That's... Is he supposed to have a weapon, or is this what he's supposed to be doing? Because this is entertaining me, especially as the Death Hag wants no part of this, takes 90% of her HP and starts backing the heck out of there. Anyway, in the meantime, our units of brigands with great axes are closing on the flanks, while in the center line, our units of foot knights are just tearing through the enemy Blackguard Corsairs and whatever else they come into contact with, as they do have great weapons and very solid stats. 100 armor, 76, 71 melee attack and defense, and pretty darn decent weapon strength at that. And keep in mind that the base weapon strength of a foot squire, with a great weapon, mind you, is 35, so a foot knight, a questing foot knight with, well, 100 or so. A weapon strength is hitting 3 times as hard as a foot squire. But I guess the underfed peasants, you know, malnutrition does that to you, so what can you do? Anyway, Mr. Chilfroy is still in the center of the formation. Arrows raining down, but it's his punches raining down on people that is the real scary sight here. Looks like a couple more enemies still in the fight, but the balance rather has switched to about 90% in our favor. The Blackguard of Nagarond are of course still fighting, but here they face off against the foot questing knights, and there's a lot of armor piercing in there. And here comes Chilfroy. His punch is known to pierce armor as well. Alright, come on, buddy. Don't turn away from them. He's giving them a chance. You know, some pretty big compared to the Foot Knights, but I guess they're kind of... Oh, there we go. Oh, okay. Leaping punches. That works well. That works as well, doesn't it? It takes the Blackguard's head off with a punch to the back of the head. Okay, this is tremendously amusing. Anyway, with the Blackguard shattering, just like previous battle, that's the last unit that the enemy had, and with that, the battle is ours. Lovely little fight, if a little bit odd. Alrighty, there we go. I'm now thinking that by virtue of his weapon being broken or non-existent or whatever you want to call this, here Chilfroy is intended to fight on his Hippogriff. At the same time, One Punch Duke is very, very funny, and I don't know if, considering the uniqueness of it, silly though it may be, we could just pretend that he has a very blessed gauntlet and he just, you know, punches everyone to death. I don't know, man. I guess let me know your thoughts. It does amuse me. That's the real goal here, anyway. Anyway, ooh, Unbroken Axes with 8.2k damage, very solid, and I don't know who they fought, but whoever they did probably had a pretty bad time of it. As for our Foot Knights with 16k, it is one of the... Ow, you guys aren't named in this army. Well, I have like a million billion knight names. Alright, so I'll do that in a moment. We will occupy.
You will never hold us.
And another Sword of Strife. I've been giving those to paladins.
Lord of
And you don't
Bretonnia.
have a paladin. Okay, when I find a paladin, I'll give you the Sword of Strife. Alright, you stay there. I don't think Leonora is going to attack us here. These guys will attack, but that's not a concern. Who's next in terms of moving? Huh. I almost wonder if... Oh, I should have used you to reinforce to get the additional items, but maybe this is actually a good thing that it happened this way. Go here. If we go through... You don't need to heal or anything. Go right here. Far as you can go.
Glory for Bretonnia.
In march stance. And I figure if we use Elias Delaunay to take Ubrique, yet would allow Franciscus to push all the way to Torosa.
I will do as you
Yes.
ask.
And hello. There's a new lord here. I was gonna push you down to Gualcazar, but if you... No, not you. If you want... We could send you to Milena instead, and I think maybe that'll be worth our time. Alright, so let's do this. You're gonna go to Milena, just to not allow the Lord to get on field. We will have to get the Paladin back in your army, or we won't get the additional XP, though. So do this. Encircle. Then we will have the damsel leave the army. Shame though it may be.
The lady leads me.
And the Paladin enter the army for the additional training.
To the yard, men.
Significant increase to troop XP is, after all, very much needed in this army. It's taking absolutely forever to level these guys up. Oh wow, we're down to almost 30k per turn again. Huh, go figure. Do we need to level for this? We've got a couple of points available to us. So you are... Oh, you've got Soulfire, but you can wait for healing. What about you two? I think you have the critical stuff, right? You have Scavenge Armor, Scavenge Weapons. Esteemed Combatant will still be nice, though. Yeah, we'll go through Esteemed Combatant and try to get towards Retinue Trainer, which would help us train more. Esteemed Combatant, we are the elite. Retinue Trainer. As soon as we can. What about... Damn it. What about you, sir? I believe we were going to Ambuscade, and it's going to take a while until we're rank 7, so that makes sense. There's nothing that you have that will increase our XP gain, unless I'm mistaken. So, in that light, we'll grab Black Sheep Fleece. And next we will go, I guess, Underdog's Bite. Make you a little bit tankier and generally fightier in melee. Plus, Ambuscade is a nice little buff if you use a, or some of you here use... Brass Cleaver's Paladin, but he already has a Sword of Strife. Brass Cleaver, maybe we'll put one in here, although frankly, one might not be enough. I'll think about it. Either way, is this auto-resolvable? Yeah, that's auto-resolvable. Alright, auto-resolve. Like so. And then Occupy. And then Obsidian Trinket, Confident Attacker. How's that XP going? Hey, our first rank 5. Hey, our first 2 rank 5s. Hey, you too. You're the Great Axes. You will become Waylayers. Remember, the idea behind this army is to have a full Vanguard deployable melee army as opposed to ranged armies. And solo this. Alrighty, then I would like you to leave the army. And I would like you to enter the army again.
My lady, honor
Beautiful.
me.
That will allow you to heal. All right, this is working. Actually, keeping one of the agents around to sort of pop back in and out. So then I should giggle. Anyway, Luan Diderot, you need to meet up with these
I have
armies
seen your heart.
in order to get your full stack, essentially. You could just march your
Your
way up
coming
here,
was
but
foretold.
it doesn't really do much
Your
for us. So you
coming
know what?
was
You
foretold.
and Ocean... You know what? I guess you two could function as
Sorceress.
armies,
your
and we
behest?
could just wait for you to make the delivery. We'll keep Angeline Berenger here.
Sorceress.
Or actually, no,
What
wait,
I
we could use
guess.
one of these guys to get units from you. Alright, fine, then both of you just march on southward. We gotta get to the orcs.
My sight is yours.
South we go.
I see much.
South we go. This will need additional troops, but we'll deliver
My
them
sight is
eventually.
yours.
Not the most critical thing in the world right now. Alright, Gustav the Savior, you two. Alright, so... we have to make the choice. Do we attack Duriath Soulblaze? Or do we go for Seathil? It's probably the more critical thing. I do wonder if we might actually be able to reach this guy after attacking these guys. It'll be very close, but we'll see. Because we could potentially use you to occupy Seathil
I pray
itself.
for visions.
Depending on if these guys sally out or not. Alright, let's find out.
Lord of Bretonnia.
Well, let's level up and then find out, I should say. Ooh, you got 3 points. I gotta go with Guardians of the Lady. More buffs for those Pegasus Knights. That's what this army is all about. Yeah. Alrighty, and then the Friar, you're not as critical here, but you can still give us... oh, wait, no. Save your points for Healer. For those poor little peasant mobs. You have Onslaught already, which is the critical thing. We should still go towards Arcane Conduit. Comet is unlikely to be super useful in this army, but nonetheless we'll grab it. And then Cassillon, go into... I guess start with regular stance. Attack Hakagil here. See if Sathel sallies out, but it should. Yes, they will. They've got a lot of good stuff in their garrison, and overall Pyrrhic victory is what I like to see. And, oh, you're on the Hippogriff now. Okay, fine. We'll fight you. We'll have you on the Hippogriff for 1 round, and I'll put you back on a Pegasus. I don't want to withdraw now because we suffered the debuffs, lose the Blessing of the Lady and all that for doing that. So yeah, go.
They dare hope to best the might of a unified Bretonnia!
Alrighty, here we go. I guess it's a dark elf killing kind of day as we have yet another fight against them. This time I decided to separate the Pegasus Knights and the Royal Pegasus Knights, who all have Vanguard deployment, mind you, from Cassillon, since for this particular battle he's going to be on the Hippogriff. But it does look to be a regular Hippogriff and not quite... Wait, that's not Cassillon. It's just a random Royal Hippogriff Knight. He's in here somewhere. There he is. Yeah, it's just a regular Carcassonne color-schemed Hippogriff. I like him on the Pegasus more. But anyway, here, since he's got to lead, he will lead the Royal Hippogriff Knights plus the Eagles, which should kind of fit nicely with them. Certainly color scheme-wise and all that, or feather scheme-wise, a lot better than the Pegasus. Anyway, they're going to bring up the rear because the Eagles cannot Vanguard deploy, neither can the Royal Hippogriff Knights, or can they? I don't remember. No, they cannot. Okay, good. I mean, not good, but, you know. Anyway, before they get to the fight, this little tiny army and gets destroyed, but of course the real fight is the, stack that is coming in with all the good stuff, the Black Guard and the War Hydra and the Cold One Knights and all that. We're gonna surround and kill off the enemy Supreme Sorceress, who did get off a chill wind on the landing Pegasus Knights, but that's pretty much all she achieved. And then we are going to back off. We don't want to fight right here because it's really close to the edge of the map and the enemy will simply, you know, run off the battlefield, and I don't want to allow them to do that. I prefer to destroy them all. So we put all of our giant piles of peasants, our peasant mobs, the unwashed, etc., on top of this hill, and we're going to await the arrival of the enemy. Now, the enemy does, I believe, have an artillery piece, so we will probably have to back the flyers off so they don't get shot up. I care a lot less about the peasants getting shot up. So we'll leave them there, and the battle will start as a unit of Cold One Knights attempts to close the distance over on the left flank. Frankly, it might have been funny to let them charge the spears, or charge the peasants rather, but we will simply intercept them with our 2 units of Royal Pegasus Knights, anti-large as they are, and attacking them from all directions. The fearsome Cold One Knights are torn to shreds. Honestly, this campaign has been really making me want to play Malice and just go for a very sort of cavalry-heavy playthrough for the Dark Elves, which I actually haven't ever done. We usually don't quite get into too many super cavalry-heavy armies for the Dark Elves just because, well, they have so much good infantry and missile infantry and monsters and all of that. It'll certainly make for a different sort of style campaign when we do that, but I probably wouldn't want to do that immediately after Bretonnia anyway, because, you know, maybe too much cav. But I'll keep the idea in mind. Anyway, as usual, we are going to fly the regular Pegasus Knights over the enemy ranks and into those poor Dark Shards, which are going to get torn to shreds in a rather short order. And the enemy War Hydra, we close the distance with a pile of peasants, as well as our reinforcing a Lord, Gustav the Savior. Surrounded with the Royal Pegasus Knights plus Gustav, and bring it down to half HP, but more importantly, force it to shatter, or break at the very least. The enemy High Beastmaster has been defeated by Cassillon de Caravans. And I guess maybe against the High Beastmaster, it kind of makes sense to have Cassillon to have been on the on the Hippogriff rather than on the Pegasus. One of those times where, I don't know, feels deliciously ironic for the High Beastmaster to get torn to shreds by one of the big beasties. Anyway, we have got the bounce power at about 90%, maybe 85% in our favor. The Blackguard of Nagaron are, of course, still fighting, and we are careful to back off the Royal Hippogriff Knights as they have actually lost one of their number and have taken 50% of their HP and damage, as the Blackguard of Nagaron are once again extremely scary. 102 melee attack, 134 weapon strength, and 25 bonus versus large on top of that. It's much better to tie them up with useless peasants, have them waste their attacks on them, and then, rear charge them as needed. Like so. And that should take them out of the picture, and if not quite short order at the very least soon. I'm sure they will still dish out decent damage to the Royal Pegasus Knights, who start dropping in HP just like the Royal Hippogriff Knights did. We're going to get a little bit of help from the Great Sword of the Crownless Lord, and that will finally force the Blackguard to shatter. As Malekith's own personal guard goes, so do the rest of the enemy army, as morale breaks, and the battle is ours. There was another unit of Blackguard of Nagaron over on this side, but this one was a little bit busy mopping up some peasants, getting 127 of them killed, but at the same time, that served well to distract them. Nice little fight. Alright, there we go. A very nice victory, if I do say so myself, as we were able to absolutely annihilate the enemy army. While we did take a bunch of HP damage, not a lot of model losses, which means most of our units recovered to full. Not the peasants, mind you, but hey, even the peasants did work. 8.7k damage for the unwashed here. Gotta be pretty embarrassing for a Dark Elf with their pride to get killed by a peasant with a pitchfork called the Unwashed, but what do I know? Anyway, the Royal Hippogriff Knights this time did very, very well. Better in the field battle than in the siege battle, interestingly enough. Maybe the Pegasus kill things on the walls a little bit? Well, probably not. It might be that in the previous battle we used these guys for more high-value targets, whereas allowing them to just sort of mince everything they touched in this particular fight allowed them to do work. Eagles offering support and anchoring the lines of the Pegasus Knights and all that is quite nice as well. Lovely. 450 money? Really? Okay, fine. I guess we'll execute the captives. A Dawnstone? No. No Dawnstone. And Confident Attacker, Druki Destroyer, and enemy killed in battle. Are we? Okay, wait. You can maybe proceed to Seathil. We can auto-resolve what remains of it. I think so. And Free Relic Sword, which we can actually keep, occupy. Then, you know what? Maybe you hold on to this. You are able to use it after all. And you need magical attacks. Actually, I like to put Swords of Anti-Heroes on these guys and the Relic Swords and stuff on the hero variants, now that I think about it. Word of Storm we'll keep, and we got some decent stuff in here. Will be worth a decent amount when we trade it to these guys. Cassian, are you now still able to... Yes, you are still able to. Oh, Cassian has the benefit of... he's one of our lords that recovers. Replenishes 30% campaign movement range after winning a battle. I forgot that he had this, which is very, very nice. Go off and kill Duriath Soulblaze, completing the destruction of these Dark Elves. Will we be able to auto-resolve it? Yes, we will. No need to fight this. They've no chance here, let's face it. And we will take the money this time around, I think. Lovely. Corsairs of Spite destroyed. Our movement range recovered. Not a crazy amount, but enough. I would say... proceed to our now. Attrition in the Forest of Lauren. We will not be in the Forest of Lauren out here, right? Yeah. Go here. We'll quickly grab these 3 islands before moving on. And ooh, if we can catch out Destin Cold Dive, he moves this way. Ooh, he probably will try to steal that Remnants of Battle from us. We'll take him on as well. Why not? Also, clearly, I like you on your Royal Pegasus much more than I like you on your Hippogriff, because the Royal Pegasus is a much more unique mount. Yes, good. Alrighty, so you guys are in a good place now. Next up, I know what we should do. Wait.
Gratitude for the nobles.
Yeah, while the peasants are all named in this army, we did not name all of the Pegasus Knights. Let me just see here, 1 second. This army,
We have
no,
met
this
before.
army. Hey, you're able to Pegasus up, but I guess maybe we can wait until all 3 of you are ready. We have the Launching Lancers and the Star Chasers here, both of which kind of make sense for Pegasus Knight names. And then you guys, okay, let's see, how about... what feels... Let's see, none of these... Well, actually,
Calls for a sumptuous
I mean, it doesn't really matter. Let's go for a negligent charge. I feel like, considering the regular Pegasus Knights are rather fragile and they're liable to get stuck and, you know, get severely damaged, this makes sense to me. And, you know, while we're doing that, I feel like every army that has one of these... Well, not one of these, but we should name a few more things. You guys are the Foot Knights, and then you guys...
Lord of Bretonnia.
Night Shift, Sons of the Hamster, Monty's Pythons, and Round Table Knights, eh? Oh. I was going to... Oh. You know what? I'm going to transfer Night Shift, which was the first name here, to a Foot Knight. You will instead be Tidal Lancers, because we have to have somebody with this name, because it's clearly for this army. And then you will be Night Shift. Like so. Lovely. Alright, next up, a Response. You have a couple of Knights of the Realm, which I think we are keeping just for the anti-large. You will be... How about... very crossed Knights. Like so. Also makes sense for that to be a knight with a helmet, so that also makes double the amount of sense. Then we've got the newly arriving units of Knights Errant. Well, you can be... oh, I don't know if this is going to fit. Campa Grottas Condottieri. Hey, it fits! I'm actually shocked. I think it'll probably fit by one character. Alright. Well, isn't that lovely? Alright, good enough for now, good enough for now. Too much jumping around between different armies. Let's see. Fleur of the Braid, you're fine. Who else still needs to do stuff? Raelas Beaumont. You... There's no islands around, so I guess you just keep waiting for the heroes that are supposed to be part of your army, so you can go here. You, again, have moved this turn. Raelas is fine. Leonard, you are waiting for your land ship, which is admittedly going to take a bit.
At the lady's disposal.
So what are you waiting for other than the land ship? Land ship puts you at 18 out of 20. Oh, you'll need a 4th man-at-arms with polearm, 19 out of 20, and then a caster of some kind, whether it be a noble son or a lost son, rather, of Bretonnia, or something else. We have Noble Disdain here in Virtue of the Penitent. Don't care for either one of these. And don't care for either one of these either, unfortunately. I feel like only 10 melee damage reflection being called grand damage reflection, that's really not so grand. In my opinion, but whatever. This gives us the passive ability... Wait, I gave you Pegasus Knights, right? Yes, I did. Yeah. Alright, so we'll need to figure out the casters and all that, but I will maybe do that later or between the episodes. Response. It's reponsing time. Did I not move you for a reason? I thought I had originally sent you here. Maybe I got distracted by something. There's a bit of a tendency, let's face it. Like, so... Really? I mean, I'm just going to assume that you'll heal up. Yeah. Occupy. And I did say... Wait, are you able to go out here? Yeah, you'll still heal to full. Let's grab a random lord like a... I don't really care. Actually, Prophetess would be the better option, because she can get to rank 10. So we can recruit them at rank 10. Nonetheless, what I was saying was I wanted to grab a couple of Luminarchs for Response. Like so. In lieu of the Knights of the Everlasting Light. So she'll have the Luminarchs and the Halo of Maidenly Wrath. Knights of the Everlasting Light would have been... Light, rather. I keep saying Knight. I'm going to have to name one of the Vampire Knights to that at some point. Anyway. Hopefully I remember the next time I play Vamps. What do we have here? Royal Stables of Valor. We won't have space for it, so no dice. Failure. Come on, Techless. What are you doing? Just like the elf. Anyway, what else do we have? Now, folk, yeah, we could push you towards Gualcazar. You don't have siege ability, though. Or we set you out to... You know what? Yeah, I think what we'll do is this. Go here to Videnza.
Move aside.
We'll have you sail out, grab a few of these islands around here, and just get ready to declare war on the pirates of Sartosa. Because that's what we were planning anyway. And then you need to get ready as well, so let's head down here in preparation for it. The attack, I mean. Alright. And hey, they didn't lose Assyria Wood. Good. These guys have a lot of territory and thusly probably a decent amount of armies. We want to essentially attack them before they get too close to our territories here, otherwise we'll have to defend from multiple fronts, and I don't like that, because it's, you know, it's difficult to get around in the old world and change territories. Theodoric, I wanted you to have some friars that would be able to keep up with the war dancers, like the fast-moving friars. Unfortunately, it's been a while since we got a friar with the appropriate trait. We got another booze cravings, which is great.
My strength and wisdom
But not what we're looking for right now. And oh, you will need to recruit 5 pole arms. Right?
Unbreakable
5
faith.
and
protector of the realm.
4. Wait, 4 and 4. Yeah.
Pious.
And I decided to go with the longbows in the on the ships. I feel like the crossbows would make more sense, and perhaps for ship combat when you have cannons and stuff like that, or even the fire arrows. But the longbows have the longer range than the fire arrows, and at least some armor-piercing damage. And the crossbows, unfortunately, will be inferior by virtue of being unbuffable by the regular lords. So, oh, speaking of the regular lords, oh, you already have the dukedom's bond. Well then. Alrighty, well, I'm gonna leave you guys to it then. Who is Margot Walden? Somebody who's reached rank 10? Oh, okay, she reached rank 10 a while ago, apparently. I'll ignore that then. Mariam de Thomas, yes, you are still traveling northward to meet up with Rayolas. Actually, Rayolas, I would like you to go into Spread the Word stance, get that little bit of extra XP, keep everybody leveling, while you make your delivery. Marie Le Jongleur, you're good. Ah, the companions of Quenelle are continuing to move northward, nearly there. Make sure to end the turn in our territory, because we can move further. I should have just gone out to sea rather than across, because it took some of our movement range, but, well, hopefully. Also, just gotta double check, does the Friar give us increased mobility? Yes. I just wanted to make sure that I had invested in it. Gaspard Lebeau, you're another one of the range arm, or the ship armies. Adelard, what are you doing? You are... Alright, recruit another one of these dwarf... This may be ridiculous, and I may adjust the army later on. At the very least, this is funny, so that's good enough for me. So yeah, do this. Oh, actually, no, you know what? I lied. Do this, then move southward past Rivola, and then keep recruiting. And then Armand Decatin, these guys are recruitable at rank 6 here, which means we can immediately upgrade them to aspirant hoods, which we can put in a few armies. Then I would like you to... Oh, you know what I could maybe do with these guys? I mean, it's a little bit wood elf heavy, but I don't know, it might keep it interesting. Get just some hawk riders. Like so. Talzin, hawk riders, and Kavarok, hawk riders. There we go. And then it'll be a half Air Force. Everybody will be extremely fast. I wanted anybody who's on foot to be able to keep up with Questing Knights and the Flyers. We can use the Pegasus Knights to protect the Hawk Riders. Maybe have one unit of Royal Pegasus Knights in here for you, since you have a Royal Pegasus yourself.
Sorceress.
Which means... Oh, well, I was building one to put into one of these armies. You know what? Build 2 more Royal Pegasi and 1 more Royal Pegasus Knight, and I might give that to that other army. And then we'll keep an eye on Friars with Wayfarer.
Lord of Bretonnia.
And max out their speed. Speed max them, as it were. Arnaud the Devoted, you are waiting for spies, yes. And we already checked them this time around. I guess we could get one on field, but it's a lot of money. Next turn, we will be wanting to spend a lot of money because we'll be able to reactivate the infrastructure being cheap, so I think we want to save money right now. Lefem Nikita, 2 turns. You will still want to Tech Thief. But first, you'll actually need to reach somebody to Tech Thief from. You, Thieving Damsel, I think it's time for you to move down to Toran Rock. We need to keep an eye on what's going on here. Eleanor of Acquisition. Go to Urbimo.
Destroy it.
As these guys move more southerly and away from our territories, it's going to be not great for them. Florence Dubois, who are you? You're fine. We will... I don't know whose army to put Florence in as of yet, so we'll see. Corentin, you are who?
True knight of Bretonnia.
Knightly Temper. Okay, I know who you are. You're going northward.
I pledge you my service.
And Gustav Stira, you are one of... What are you? Oh, another boost cravings. Oh, wow, we have 2 more with boost cravings. Unfortunately, you guys wouldn't be able to keep up with the fast movers. And what are you? A third boost? Oh, wait, no, that's the second boost cravings. Well, nonetheless, it's more than I was expecting. Anyway, that looks like that's it. Assuming that we want to save the turn, we will go to double-check Diplo. See if there's anything interesting running around. I'm willing to bet that if anyone survives on Albion, they'll be willing to or wanting to trade with us pretty desperately. Although, again, we're not making a crazy amount of money out of trade. Yeah, building income 100,000, 17k. Well, 17%, or nearly 18%, but anyway. Also, I had another idea. You. I would like... Acolytes of Ursun to work together with some of our brigands. I feel like this is a unit, a more elite unit that could sort of stay with the brigands and kind of make sense. Would the Acolytes of Ursun care? Probably not. They're kind of a berserker unit, so yeah. I feel like they kind of work. Frankly, so do the Akshina Ambushers, but we already put them in one army. I guess if we really wanted to, we could put them a couple more in another one. We'll see. And those are the Kislevites units that I think work nicely with us. Daughters of the Forest, we don't have access to anything as yet. Continental Exarchates, still no. Karaza, do we have anything interesting with you? I like the Goblin Hewers, I'm not sure that I feel like they fit in with us. Oh! We can use Little Groms as proxies for Border Prince's Bombards for an Exile-tastic army. Maybe there is that. Also, did I build the outpost higher level? Oh, we don't have military alliance. And I'm not actually sure that we want a military alliance with you. Or bad. We'll take you. Alright. Either way, I believe that's an end turn, and thusly, the enemy should sally out and attack us, minus the commandment here at Sathil. We'll go for the Realm of Chivalry. Let's build some... this doesn't count, so we'll go for the Grail Shrine. We'll build that stuff to make it worth more, though I'm sure it'll be worth plenty. And then we need to try to build something up, like Stedham. Okay, yeah, actually, let's invest in Stedham right now. And then we'll go for Grail Shrine, and we'll go for the training field. We need to make Stedham worth enough in order to trade it for the Passive Stone, which is ludicrously expensive. Right now, Stedham is worth 45, while Passive Stone is worth 230. I want that income from post-battle loot and recruitment +1 for all units. Oh, that would be really helpful with the brigand units. Anyway, now we can end the turn. Outpost upgrade is fine. Here not moved. Outpost available. I hope I didn't forget anybody, but these guys are definitely fighting. Do we need to... Yes, we do need to. I'm glad I checked you, because you're a new guy that just replaced the old guy. Gift of the Lady, Shield of Faith, Soulfire. Retinue Valet. 1, 2, 14, and 15. Yes, perfect. And then you, Alberic, don't need to level nearly as much. Not that you can't. This is going to be needed in your army. We already have Glorfiniel's progeny and Worshippers of the Grail, and frankly, that's pretty much all we need, so we could just keep making you a strong fighter. Lance of Bretonnia gives you 23 charge bonus for the single point. Good, but is it as good as getting to Colossal Strike earlier? I don't think so. Alright, end turn. Oh wow, we have a lot of Iron Trees against Greenskins. We need to make our way down there. I also want to grab that Archecclesiastium of Myrmidia because it will give us a reduction in terms of costs for Battle Pilgrims and Foot Squires, I want to say. Anyway, speaking of, we've got this. This looks like a magnificent battle. 2 Black Dragons, 2 War Hydras, 2 Cold One Dread Knights, 2 Black Guard of Nagaron, and 2 Hargonath Executioners. I've long said that the Dark Elves seem to have pretty much the best garrisons the best garrisons, period, at the very least in SFO, and I stand by this. I mean, this is nasty, and you can actually get somewhat similar garrisons and minor settlements as well. At the very least, the Dread Knights, the Executioners, and the Blackguard of Nagarond. I don't remember about the monsters, but what I do know is that these guys will be tough to take on. Yeah.
Fear not the enemy, for they lack the lady's light.
Alrighty, here we go. I guess Alberic heard that the Dark Elves are being killed by Cassien and Chilfoy, and, well, he certainly wanted a piece of this, especially as there is some contest for mastery of the waves. Now, this is probably going to be a toughie. The enemy has 11, more than a half stack of tier 4 and 5 units, with all those Blackguard, Black Dragons, Executioners, Dread Knights, etc., etc., etc. Lots of tier 5, lots of murderous mastery rather than prowess. As for us, we are almost all tier 2 and tier 3. And yeah, pretty much all tier 2 and tier 3 versus more than half a stack of a tier 5 and 4. Will we carry the day? Let's find out. Alberic is going to close the distance with the left flanking Black Dragon first, delivering a heavy blow and staggering the big beastie. And this contest will probably go on for a while. Ooh, looks like the enemy artillery has actually turned towards Alberic and Tempet. And we'll see how they carry that. In the meantime, the Cold One Dread Knights will charge on in, but we're going to make sure that the Oceanids actually lead so that they absorb the charge of the Cold One Dread Knights, who do massive damage, and but unluckily for them we have massive physical resistance on the Oceanids. As their charge wears off, we send the Foot Knights in, or Foot Squires in rather, to start whacking away at them. And actually, speaking of Foot Knights, we have several units of Foot Knights in this particular battle as well, making a use of the Knights of the Realm on foot, which are spear infantry, spear and shield, mind you, with a massive 25 bonus versus large under Alberic at the very least, and still a very solid, I want to say 10 bonus versus large. Plus, they look pretty neat with those spears in a regular army. I might want to use a few more of these Foot Knights with spears. Anyway, here they will be looking to take on a second, or the second Black Dragon, as I do believe Alberic has already defeated the first. Oh, lovely. In the meantime, there is a little bit of a contest with two more units of Cold One Dread Knights, cav on and cav action over on the right flank. Now, we are outnumbering them, but also taking some damage. It's 4 units of Knights versus the 2. Our units of Knights of the Realm charge directly into the Cold One Dread Knights because we're anti-large and they're a lot less fragile, while the Knights of the Realm are looped around and smashed into the back lines of the Cold One Dread Knights as well. Plus heals, plus the Flush to Stone, and the Shield of Thorns and whatnot allows the much weaker Knights to defeat the Cold One Dread Knights. The enemy main lines are still holding, of course, but with the Oceanids anchoring the line and the anti-large bonuses from the Foot Knights, it looks like we're doing pretty okay. Still a heck of a melee, though, I gotta say. The Bretonian banners still aloft as well, always nice to see. There's a War Hydra in the center of the formation, and we are taking repeated chill winds from the enemy Sorceress. Normally, Alberic would have killed the Sorceress off at this point, but we couldn't leave the Black Dragons flying around, as that, I believe, was a Wrath of Manan to hit the enemy back for the for those chill winds, but anyway. Yeah, we couldn't leave the Black Dragons to use their Black Dragon breaths on our main lines, as that would have been not so great. On the bright side, it looks like with the Black Dragons defeated, Alberic can now work away at the enemy War Hydra, who is quickly running away from him after taking massive amounts of damage, having taken very little to no damage to our mainliners. But doing pretty good here. And it looks like we're still fighting here too. Alright, wow. Executioners, together with the Blackguard, are working away at our units, making their way uphill, but unfortunately our reinforcements have arrived, which means a bunch of range units. They don't have a lot of armor piercing, but they should have enough in terms of sheer numbers to dish out the damage here. Alberic has killed off the second War Hydra and the first War Hydra, and moves to the killing of the first, or will in a second, as that sorceress has at this point gotten severely annoying. One hit from Alberic and she shatters, and it looks like with the sorceress shattering, the rest of the army will go, and the battle is ours. Very nice. Alright, the combination of Oceanids and the Foot Knights with anti-large worked quite well for us in this particular case, as all of those anti-large units were not quite able to get through our specialists and destroy our main line of relatively weak foot squires. Mind you, the foot squires took still massive amounts of damage, depending on which ones it was, but, well, that's what they're there for. A lovely fight once again against the Dark Elves. Alrighty, a very, very nice fight. Alberic got himself only 11 kills, but an absolutely ludicrous 7.4k damage dealt as gold value, and solid 41k damage dealt, all told. Why? Because he defeated 2 black dragons, 2 war hydras, and an enemy sorceress, so it's not about the number of kills, it's about their quality, and Alberic certainly proved to be quite the monster slayer in this particular fight. Alas, one of the Black Dragons did escape after being shattered, as Alberic had to switch to the War Hydras and all that, but at the end of the day, we had a very nice fight. The Cold One Dread Knights clashed with our own Knights, and admittedly did plenty of damage, 5k, 8.7k, 5.6k, but ultimately we were able to defeat them. At the cost of severe damage to some of our own units, mind you, but between the help from our caster here and the fact that the Knights Errant backed up the Knights of the Realm that weren't on foot, we were able to carry the day against the Cold One Dread Knights as well, and despite the troop quality disparity. And hey, finally we have a ransom captives that's actually worth our time. 5.5k, we'll take it. Shame the Black Dragon escaped, what can you do? Military alliance negotiated between the Ice Court and the Urson Revivalists. You would have thought that that would have been pretty high up on their list of priorities at some earlier point, wouldn't you?
What brings you down from your mountain hall?
Planet, oh wow, plus 111? You guys really like us? They're probably so far from the Wood Elves that they have no diplomatic contact. Therefore, they can't hate us for being friendly with them. Ha. Funny. I don't think we want to do this as of yet, though. A, we have access to Karazakarak's stuff, and I don't think Gangren is doing well enough to actually give us anything that we can't already get. And B, I have a feeling that if we do a defensive alliance with them, they will start getting angry at each other. Drake, what do you want? You have ended our trade. Why would you? It's improving. Okay. Well, that's Drake, I suppose. Can't really expect her to be super friendly with the meatbags. They're kind of the cause of everyone's problems. She's out of line, but she's right. Anyway, the Mask of Slaanesh wants peace. That's not happening. Oh, Okir's returned. What do you want, Continental Exarchate? You want us to join the war against the Black Pit tribe. I would prefer that you don't lose the stuff that we gave you. And I'm just gonna have to hope that you don't decline. Alrighty, anybody else?
I serve the Lady of the Lake.
You don't like us because of strategic threat. Alright, fair enough, fair enough. No military alliance, buddy. Although I think at this point we've punished the Southern Realms enough for letting one of their ilk destroy the... ooh, free Grail Shield. One of their ilk destroy Susuria Wood. Anyway, we have... I believe we have to pick compassion rather than anger. So this is the one that we've been doing. Peaceful blessings are disabled. We get a free wind wave, spell intensity. Meh. And again, I like the character experience gain. It's really quite nice, but the peaceful blessings are just plain better. I guess the question then is between sympathy to give us growth in all provinces, which isn't quite as relevant, and Blood of Ghyran, but only for faction leader's army. Our faction leader's army is our strongest army, which makes it kind of irrelevant. Therefore, we're just going to keep with compassion. Yeah. Alrighty. And
Quest has been issued.
a quest has been issued.
Great adventure beckons.
I assume this is Rapun's.
Be wary, though, for while the potential rewards are great, so too are the perils.
Yeah. Crusader for Alberic. Druki Destroyer, Dauntless, Abductor for Alberic, but doesn't matter. Raider for Marie Le Jongleur, and everybody else, it's fine. Dragonhelm, Tasman Protection,
What is your
no.
behest?
Royal Pegasus for Marie Le Jongleur, no. You are in a province, just sitting there. What do you need the Pegasus for? Karazakrak, a new regional power. Good job. Ambusher discovered, technology researched, wards safe for Grail Knights and Grail Guardians, and hero recruit ranks, good. And yes, it is indeed the Sword of Lyonesse for Pawns. Enemy armor -10, eh? Huh. That actually worked nicely with the armor sundering that we have access to from our Brigand units, but I don't think we have room in her army for them. Tomb Kings, well, that's a faction we haven't fought in this campaign yet. Oh! How'd the dragon die? Huh? I'm not complaining, but I don't know how it died. Occupy.
Raise the banners.
So can we still move?
Prophetess.
Alberic.
No. Oh, did I auto-resolve and just didn't notice? Because if it had died over the course of the end turn, then we wouldn't have... whatever, it doesn't matter. Province secured, that's fine. And is this a tier 5? It is not a tier 5, so we'll pick up the catacombs here. We will keep the water wheel. We will not need the apothecary nor the royal barracks. We will go into Realm of Chivalry. And we will not need the carpenter's workshop either. Oh, is this our first pottery? I think there was one in the territories of... Oh, these guys have another army? I was going to attack this one, but if this one's here, then maybe not the best of ideas. Anyway, folks, with that, unfortunately, we are out of time, so I am going to call this particular episode here. Next time, more stuff everywhere. The battles yet continue for as long as interest remains in this campaign, so don't forget to drop those likes and comments below, as they will determine how long it continues to run for. Before I forget, let's pop off the Vision of Magic again. Construction cost reduction for infrastructure buildings, making them free. Or at least more or less free. 69k. Nice. Anyway, as I was saying, more stuff to come, so stay tuned. All glory to the algorithm. Thanks for watching.